Hey guys, it's me Emily, and guess what? I have enough questions on my video that I can actually film a Q&A. So we're doing a Q&A today, and if you guys want me to make more of these, just leave a comment down below asking some questions, and eventually I can put them all together and make another Q&A as time goes on. So yay! I'm going to just open up my video right now that I have, and I'm just going to answer all the questions. The first question is, what was the best experience you had during your college program? I really liked my spring semester of my college program, like that whole thing, because my sister was there with me, which was a lot of fun, and I had a lot of family come visit. We had a whole family reunion, and I had my friend Erin come visit for her birthday. She was here for like a week, and then I also got to go to Playlist Live with my friend Luann and my friend Christine and my friend Taylor. So that was a lot of fun. I got to meet all of my favorite people. I just loved being in Disney World, like one of my favorite places, not one of, but my favorite place, with some of my favorite people. So I think that was the best experience that I had. I know it's kind of cheesy and probably not what you were expecting, but definitely having people come and visit me. My friend Brenna, who works at Sunset with me, asked my favorite Sunset CP. I can't pick a favorite. I love them all the same. They're all my best friends. I love every single one of my Sunset friends, and I miss them all so much. Like, why does distance have to be so stupid? But then she seriously asked, what was your favorite location to work at that wasn't your home location? So if you don't know, if you haven't watched a lot of my other videos, I did mainly work at Sunset Hollywood Studios, and I've also worked at Typhoon Lagoon. Those were my two main locations that I've worked. But I have picked up a shift at least once at every single park, and once at each water park, obviously Typhoon Lagoon, but I also worked at Blizzard Beach, and I've also worked at World of Disney. So I've gone around. I haven't done hotels because hotels have a separate training that I can't like work there for because they sell alcohol, and I wasn't trained to sell alcohol. So pretty much all of my shifts at Magic Kingdom, I worked at Memento Mori for a day. I worked at the Emporium. I actually signed up to work at the Emporium. I loved it so much. And I also really liked working at Big Top Souvenirs at New Fantasyland. Any shift at the Magic Kingdom was my favorite shift. I mean, I honestly cannot work at the Magic Kingdom as my home location, but picking up shifts and like non-closing shifts, because I can't, I'm sorry. Shout out to you guys who actually work at Magic Kingdom, like, bless. I really liked working at those locations because it was a lot busier, which I liked. There was a lot of opportunities for more magical moments, and I mean, it's the Magic Kingdom. Like, I got to see the parades go across. That was a lot of fun. I got to work right next to my favorite attraction in all of Walt Disney World, and I got to wear the costume, and I got to do all that stuff. And then I also worked at the Big Top Souvenirs during a Not So Scary Halloween party night, so I saw everyone in their costumes. Like, it's just like little things from each one of those was a lot of fun. So definitely one of the shifts at Magic Kingdom. If I had to pick one of those, probably Memento Mori, because I'm biased. So this one had a couple questions in it, and this is a really good question to ask. After the DCP, did you make or lose money? My first college program in 2012 was my very first job ever, and I never had a job before that. I never had like any type of job where I got a paycheck before that. So I basically made about $125 a week, because you get paid every Thursday when you do the college program or work at Walt Disney Company, whatever, you know what I mean. But yeah, I got paid an average $125. That's with rent taken out. That's with me living with one other girl for my first program. It's different my second program. Once I finished my college program, I didn't have a job, and one of the things I can highly suggest is, if you know that you're going to be heading home, I know you're probably not going to want to be thinking about this, but you're going to want to just start looking at other places you can apply for back home, because you're just going to be dropped there. You're just going to be dropped back at home, nothing planned for you or anything. That's what I had to do. I worked at Office Max, and I got my first paycheck, which was like $200, and I'm like, because I wasn't used to getting that much, because Disney took a lot out for housing and everything. I mean, once you've left your college program, you should get at least 1 or 2 more paychecks from Disney, and then you're done, basically. You can also set money aside every paycheck too if you want to once you're done, because literally Disney just drops you. Like, you're done after your college program. I mean, it just depends on how you save your money after your college program. But do you feel like you spent a lot or the right amount? I mean, since I did my college program once already, I knew going into my second one what kind of things I'm gonna want to purchase, and like what kind of things Disney's gonna do that makes me want to buy everything. So I mean, what I can suggest is, either way, you're going to spend a lot of money. One of the things you have to keep in mind is, either fall or spring, you're going to have the 40% off discount, whether it's fall where it's going to be at the end or spring where it's going to be at the very beginning once you get there for like the first month and a half or something like that. So what I can suggest is definitely, if you're there for the fall, just wait and just save up money and just go crazy during 40% off, because that's when everything's going to be super cheap. That's one of the things I did, and I can't recommend that anymore. And I bought like the Alexani bracelets were like one of my weaknesses. I did not buy a single one until once that 40% off hit, because these were like $20 with our discounts. So that's what I would say. One of the other things I can suggest, if you're looking for like a t-shirt, if you're looking for like a doll or something like that, definitely take advantage of Cast Connections. Me and my sister went to Cast Connections at least once every week, and I was able to eventually find something that I was looking for, whether it's like the t-shirt I was looking for, something like that, or like the stuffed animal I was looking for, because that Cast Connections, I don't know if you know, is a store on Disney property, kind of by like Coronado Springs in that area, where they sell Disney merchandise. It's just for cast members. It's kind of like the thrift store version of the World of Disney. There's like a normal like store, like a Disney outlet, like one of the character warehouse stores kind of out in front of it, but then in the back there's a place called Mickey's Treasures where it's just cast members only. You have to show your ID in order to get into there, and it's like this little tiny area. The first time you go, you're gonna be like, what is all this junk? But you have to dig through everything, and eventually you'll find like special little things. I found Mickey ears for $1 there. I found a ton of stuffed animals that I don't need in there. So I mean, normally I never bought anything more than $10 there, and everything is like 70% off the normal price because it's normally damaged, and a lot of stuff you can just wash or glue back together or something like that. So that's something I would recommend too. So basically, to sum that up, I would say definitely wait for the 40%, or if you're going in spring, just look on the Shop Disney Parks website or the app and just take note of anything you'd want to buy, because once that 40% off is done, then I mean, it's not worth it really anymore. So yeah. As for like food and stuff, something I would definitely suggest is budgeting your food. For food, like Walmart runs or like Target runs or grocery runs, I usually spend on average $40, and I would go every other week, and I would just buy a ton of stuff to last me 2 weeks and just bring like the sandwiches to work, Lunchables, just the basics. And whenever I went to the parks, I probably limited myself to about $20 a paycheck for park food, and normally I would get just a kids meal as my meal if I were eating at a park. Usually I'd like to bring just a granola bar ahead of time, so that way I'm not as hungry, but then I'll still eat like a kids meal or something like that, because you get a drink with your kids meal, you get like french fries, all that stuff. So yeah, and then Disney also has free water, so I took advantage of that like crazy. So definitely just budget, basically. That's what I can recommend. I'm just going to reference my second college program for this part of it, but the first half of it, just fall, was all smooth sailing. I did not have my car yet, and my loans for college didn't start until mid-November, and I had a lot of money set aside in my savings account for that. So once November hit, and once I finally got my car for the spring part of my college program, that's when money got really, really tight for me, because I had to pay about $150 every month for my student loans, and Disney was paying me about $100 every paycheck. So I normally would set aside about $20 to $40 for every paycheck. That way I have enough to pay for my loans. So I did not really buy as much souvenirs my spring part of my college program. So I mean, everybody's going to be different about how they spend money. Definitely just look into a way to budget and everything like that. Like, say I'm going to spend this much amount on souvenirs this week. Or something that I also did was set aside $20 every paycheck. That way I could buy something bigger later. Like, I saved up for Dooney and Burks and stuff like that. So I hope that answered your question. That was very, very long. I'm sorry. What is the best time of year to do the college program? Definitely, if you can, do it in the fall. I can't, oh my god, I love the fall. I would say definitely the fall, because once you get down there, it's going to be hot and sweaty. It's going to be the end of August, so everyone's getting their last minute run in before school starts. Once August is done, September hits. From September until about the first week in December, the place is just dead empty. There's nobody there. Nobody goes to Disney World, because that time is when school's just starting. So no one's gonna want to take their kids out of school. It's gonna be Halloween. There's no like official big breaks going on before like Christmas break hits. Thanksgiving, it gets a little bit busy, but not crazy. And also, you're there for Halloween. That's just it by itself. You're there for Halloween. I mean, the Halloween party is amazing. But then also you're there for the very Merry Christmas party. You're there for two of like the biggest parties, the only biggest parties they have. I will say that you're going to be there in the busiest time of the year. Once that December hits, it's gonna be chaos. Like, it's gonna be mayhem. You're gonna have a lot of like 14-hour shifts, one day off a week schedules, and it's just gonna be crazy. I'm not gonna like sugarcoat it or anything. It's gonna be insane. But the fact that you're there like most of the time where it's dead empty, like you can't. And then for the spring, I mean, I am kind of biased too with the spring because my birthday's in April, so I mean, I really like the spring too. I did the spring one for the first time and I wanted to be there for Easter because I'm obsessed with bunnies. Spring is a lot of fun too. You're there for flower and garden. Also, food and wine's in the fall. Sorry, that is a big thing. Basically, just try for the fall first, and if you don't get it, I mean, you can always extend too. So definitely try for the fall first. So much fun. Did you meet or see any famous people in the parks? I heard a lot of like my leaders and coordinators say that people were in the parks, like famous people. I apparently missed Kylie Jenner backstage at Hollywood Studios by like 10 minutes, and that was exciting. Usually when there was a famous person in the park, I wouldn't hear about it until after I was in the park that they were in, so that was great. I'm big on like the YouTubers, so I mean, if you count YouTubers as famous people, then yes, I have. But as for like actual celebrities, not really. I mean, I heard a lot of stories like Neil Patrick Harris. I went to go see Neil Patrick Harris do the Candlelight Processional last year in December, and he likes to go around Walt Disney World with his kids, so obviously that's understandable. And so I had to give away my shift that day because my friend got like front row seats kind of, or like priority seating for Neil Patrick Harris doing the Candlelight Processional. So I'm like, well, I'm not gonna miss this. So I gave away my shift that day. Then that was the same day that he came into the place that I gave away my shift at. He like came into that store and talked to all the cast members there, and I'm like, well, whatever. That was just my luck. And as for YouTubers, I met Graveyard Girl at Magic Kingdom right in front of the Haunted Mansion. That was amazing. I love that so much. She is the sweetest. Anyways, and then I met two of the guys from STK. I don't know if you know who they are. They're from a collab channel. And then once Playlist Live hit, I met Taylor Baxter and Joey Kidney at World of Disney. I don't know if you know who they are. They're from Press Play. I could have easily like found some if I really tried. Like I'm like low-key really good at finding where celebrities are at Walt Disney World, but I just didn't try. And also, I would also be at work. I was working when Tyler Oakley was at Hollywood Studios, and I was really mad because if I were to see him just walk by and not come into my store, I would not be able to run out and be like, I'm such a huge fan, oh my god, can I get a picture with you, because I'd be in costume and you're not allowed to do that, which I totally understand, but it's just like, I'm sure I've met more, I just can't think of any. I mean, I saw famous people in the parks too for like performances and stuff, like Tori Kelly and like Ariana Grande for those performances, but that's it. What kind of experience should you have to get into the DCP? That's my major concern about getting into the college program because I never have had a job before. Well, I didn't have a job either before my college program. Basically, you don't really need any experience. You just have to really ace your interview. That's basically all they base it on. And so I had no experience at all working with food. I had no experience at all. So it doesn't matter your major, it doesn't matter what your experience is, it just matters on how you like put yourself out for the interview, basically. I hope that makes sense. So as long as you just sound happy, as long as Disney thinks you're fit for the position, then you'll get it. So it doesn't matter what kind of experience you have. Why did you choose the college program? Would you recommend doing the college program to others? I did the college program because I wanted to work for the Disney company ever since I was a little kid. My plan was to move to Florida once I graduated college and work PR for the Walt Disney Company. And I got down there and I realized it's a little too crazy for me down here. I miss home a lot, and Disney's a big company. So that's why I decided to work for the Disney store right now back home. And I just am like, maybe I like going on vacation than I do actually working here. So I might give it another chance in the next coming years, but as for right now, no, I don't regret it at all. It's such an amazing experience, and yes, I would definitely recommend it to others. I've had Almost every single one of my friends have done the college program because I've talked about it so many times and it's so much fun. So definitely just, it's a lot of fun. I mean, if you are someone who loves Disney, then I would recommend it, but if you're someone who can't stand Disney, then I wouldn't recommend it. But there's also the thing where, like, if you want to work marketing, I would recommend it because then you get to experience what it's like working for a big company. So it just depends on what type of personality the person you're recommending to has. It also depends on what the person wants, because you do have to take a semester off too, and I usually say if you're going to take a semester off, I wouldn't take classes because you're just not going to have time. You're not going to have the concentration or the focus to do classes online when you're down there, so you're basically taking a full semester off of school, maybe even more. So my friend Taylor asked Disney World or Disneyland, and I'm taking this as for like college program wise, which one would you do? I'm not too familiar with Disneyland. I know that theirs is kind of similar, kind of different, but I know what Disney World is a lot bigger, and I think they have more of an opportunity for positions. But as for Disneyland, I honestly have no idea. I've heard that they don't have housing. I heard they do have housing. I've so far heard they don't offer transportation as well. That's something I would look more into and something I can make another video about too. So I might work on that too, just do a comparison between Walt Disney World and Disneyland for their college programs. So we'd like to know about the Christmas taping. So I did go to the Christmas Day Parade taping. I've done it technically 3 times now, but I've done it like twice for 2 different ones, but I've gone to it 3 different times, if that made any sense. I don't know. The Christmas Day Parade taping happens in November. Spoiler alert. I know they say it's like live or whatever. It's not. But that was something that on the Hub is a website where cast members get access to. It's just for cast members only. You log into there. They have special news about the Walt Disney Company, what's going on and stuff like that. But they have like a little button that says today on this date is going to be when the Christmas Day Parade taping tickets go on sale. And I think cast members might have a priority for it. I don't know for sure, and I'm not sure how normal guests get access to it. You go click on the link and you just put in how many tickets you want and then put in your name and your email and hopefully get a response back with how many tickets you want and everything like that. And you also, I believe, pick which days you want to. And I think you only get 1 per person. So like I can't do multiple days. So I think I got 4 tickets for one day and then my friend got 4 tickets for another, so that's how I was able to go to both of them. But it is an all-day thing, so definitely have the day off. If you're on the college program, don't call off because you're going to be on TV. You're going to be doing all this stuff. They're going to know you're going to get termed. It's not going to be good. If you're working that day, try and give away your shift. I'm sure people would understand. Just don't call off. I mean, it's not even worth it. It's going to be hot. It's going to be crowded and everything like that. You're going to want to bring snacks because you're not going to want to leave. You're gonna have to go to the bathroom a lot. You're not gonna want to leave. I have the worst bladder in the entire world. It was terrible. You also want to bring drinks. I don't know if I said that. But then it usually starts at around, I think we had to be there at 7, and then, which is a lot of fun because there's nobody in the park. So then you're there at 7, and then usually stay until about 6. I think it was usually around 6. It just depends on how they're running too, like how things are going for them. But yeah, and I know the parade is taped separately. I've only seen the performances. I haven't seen any of the parade parts of it, so that I'm not sure. I would imagine they would just pick you and put you in a spot or something like that. I don't know. That is it for my Q&A video. I hope that was okay. I hope it wasn't too rambly or like all over the place, but that's it. Next week is going to be a montage of my spring college program. Ooh. And that's it. Hope you guys have a great week and magical day, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye. My voice is like